Welcome back to Teach Here, There, Anywhere. Today we are going to be looking at a tool called Seesaw. Seesaw is an amazing tool whether you're a homeschool or whether you're doing distant learning, whether you're in a brick and mortar classroom or whether you're teaching online. So I'm going to walk you through the steps of how to create a Seesaw class and how to make some very interactive, simple things that you can do. So I look forward to walking you through that. Okay, so we are starting on Seesaw right here. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and create an account if you don't already have one, and then you're going to add and create a new class. For example, I'm going to do a first grade distant learners class. I'm going to choose my grade right here, and I'm going to put a check mark. Now, what I will do is I can add students. If you don't want to, maybe you want to make codes, and then you can say, I'm a student, and students can actually use this code to add. This code changes every 7 days, and so that is a little frustrating depending on your situation. Now here, I could add a student's name. Do you want students to sign in to Seesaw using their Google account or email? If you are doing this for like a school like Outschool, then you're going to want to say no. If your kids do not have a Google email or account, then we're going to say no. Now here you're going to choose whether you're going to use shared devices or one-to-one devices. I'm going to go ahead and choose one-to-one devices. And I'm going to put my student's name here. So I'm just going to write this as student 1, student 2, student 3, or maybe I'll put them as colors, red, green, orange, blue. And so I'm going to put those names there. I'm going to give them color coding. Now here, when they do this, they're going to get a code. Remember that they change. This one changes every hour, which is kind of frustrating as a teacher. But also you can get these as home learning codes, and so they use these like passwords. Now students can't see other students' work in this format, but that's okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to download the codes right here. So I'm going to upload. If I go to my thing, it downloads it for me, and then it has their Seesaw code, okay? So it has the name, the sign-in for the PDF, so each one has a different PDF that they can, specifically for them. And so if I would go here, I'm going to go to exactly where I was, and I'm going to have a PDF that tells me exactly what I need to do. Okay, so for that home learning. Now, for example, if I go here, I have exactly what I need to do. So I'm going to go app Seesaw Me on my computer, or I can also download the app onto a iPhone or iPad or Android device. And then that student will click, and then you're going to click I'm a student. And they're going to put their special code, which is right here. They can also use the scanner. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that code, and I'm going to push go. Okay, so this student right here is blue. They're each given an animal at random. And so I have this. Now, I did not have any assignments in here yet, but this is the journal. So they can actually add a photo, they can add a drawing, a video, they can upload things, they can add a note, and they can add a link to their thing. So if I wanted them to draw, they could come in here and they could draw in their journal. They can also use text right here. I like to eat watermelon. Whatever journal that you want to talk to them about, okay? And then you could record something. You could, so I like to eat watermelon. They can record, they click done, and they have their...
So I like to eat watermelon.
So there we have. You can also take a photo of something. Maybe you want to take a photo of yourself and do some things with it. That is fine. You could also have them record, like if you had them do work, you could actually have them hold up their work and take a picture of whatever they've been doing in class, okay? So there is that option. They also have shapes where they can choose different shapes to drag to the screen. They just click it and it pops up, okay? There is also backgrounds where they can change the background color to whatever they like. Grid, shape, dots, whatever. Okay. And then there's a link. So maybe they have a website or something that they want to do here, and they can also do a quote where they add like a voice. So this is not a video, this is just their voice. Also, when I do the recording, so I can say, I like to eat watermelon, and it actually doesn't get the camera at that point, so it's up to you, whatever you need this for. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's say that we want to create an activity. So there are tons of activities on the website for you pre-made, but I'm going to walk you through how to create your own activity, okay? So these are the activities. I'm going to push my library, and I'm going to actually create one. This is one that I created, and I can actually, when I get ready to assign it, I can just push assign, and then I can actually edit the students and only say Blue's going to get this assignment, okay? And then I can push assign to one in the class. Then when my student comes over and they come to see their work, if I push activities, that activity will show up here. The students will push add a response, and then what they will do is they can view the instructions. Now I have recorded these instructions so that they actually play.
Today we are going to practice sorting with animals. The first thing you're going to do is click the Add Response button to start.
So I have recorded the instructions. I also have put these information here, just trying to talk you through it. So first they're going to add a response, and then they're going to click the this little button to move the animals into different groups. Then they're going to click the microphone, and then they're going to click the check mark. So for example, they have the privilege to be able to do these however they want. Maybe I'm going to actually do them by colors. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to put blue. Yoop. Red. And green. So I'm now making my labels for how I'm going to sort them. Then I'm going to sort them. Maybe I'm doing it by color, maybe I'm doing it by size. So I'm going to just sort those into over here. So now I'm putting my blues here. And that. Now if I come off of this one, I will not, like if I start drawing or something like that, I will not be able to move the things. So they have to have that tool on in order to be able to drag those objects into the correct space. So this is just a really simple way to do a sorting activity. I love the way they do this. And then they could say, I sorted these things by putting all the blue together, putting all the red together, and putting all the green together. And they have a way to record their information. And they click done in order for it to do it. So I have directions here of what they need to do. Okay. Now, So that is one way to do it. So let's actually create an assignment. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my library because I want to create something that way no one else, I'm not copying anybody else's work. So I'm going to give it an activity name. So I'm going to put sort school supplies. And then I'm going to type those directions. Now when we type these directions, there is some codes that you can use that I have on my blog that you can add those little pictures in. For now, I'm just going to put 1, draw, or move objects into groups, 2, record how you sort them. Okay, so that move tool is, I think it's Mike. I can't remember, something Mike, and then I can't remember what the move one is. I have to look up the things every time. But you push save, and it will save that thing. Now, I didn't actually finish, so I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to click Edit the Activity. Okay, I can add voice instructions by clicking here, and you record it. Now, I'm going to add a template for there, so I'm going to actually do an upload. So I create my worksheets through Canva. It's a really simple way to do it. So I'm going to go right here to my unit. So this is actually the printable worksheet version I made of this, but with things being distant, I want them to be able to move things around. This is also for purchase at Teachers Pay Teachers if you're interested. Let me go ahead and go down to my this is where I got those pictures from before. And then I've got word things and things like that. So I have a lot of different tools here, and this is some of what they're doing. So I have a word wall, and then I have right here, I have these pictures. So they're going to sort these pictures. So I'm going to go to page 20, and I'm going to download that. I'm going to download number 20, page 20, and I'm also going to download page 22 here. Okay, I'm going to push done, and I'm going to push download. So that comes down in a zip file where I can then take it, and I'm going to use the pictures in here. So I'm just going to put these over here, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that, this file right here. Oh, I actually don't want both files. I just want this file, and I'm going to select from computer. So I'm doing that 22 PNG, and I'm going to download it. Whoops, just that one. Okay, so now we're going to just go check. So this is what I have here. So this is my start. I am then going to go ahead and lock this because I don't want this to be moved around. So again, if you want to color it, I'm going to lock it. I can move it even to the side or whatever, or we can unlock it to move it around. So maybe I want to move it over here, and then I can lock it right here. So I'm going to lock that into the thing. Now we got to figure out how to make those movement pictures. So over here I have my my pictures, okay? So I'm actually going to just highlight these in my PDF. I'm going to copy them, and I'm going to bring them over to here. I can make these small, big, whatever size I want them to be, and do that. Now when I save this, whoops, I flipped it. When I save this, this is going to be movable because I have not locked this thing. So right here I have this. Okay, so I'm going to get this big pencil. I want this one to be big when I put it over. Copy, paste, and I can take this and I can now make this whatever size I want and move it here. Again, we're going to highlight, copy, and move it over here. So you can make it as big or small as you want it, just like it's a clip art. And you're going to keep going. So I designed this with Canva, and then I just am using the PDF version, and I'm just highlighting and copying my things to drag them over. Now when the students finish, they will be able to write, maybe you want them to write how you're organizing it with the text. Maybe you want them to have, like maybe they're going to do it by color. So I'm going to do red, or maybe I'm going to do it by size this time. Whoops. So maybe they're going to come over here and they're going to write small. Medium, maybe I'm going to put an N there, and large. So whatever you want to do, you can let them use just like one letter, because it does take a little bit to get used to this, small, medium, and large. So I'm going to look over here in my pictures. Again, it has to be on that move tool, and they're going to drive, oh, I think this one's large, this one's large, this one's small, you know, whatever you need to do to get that. Okay, so this is one example of how to do the assignment. So students will be given that PDF, they can write on it, but they cannot unlock the tool. They can only move the things that you have done. Now, unfortunately, they actually can adjust the size of things, but which is the negative if you're trying to do a sort and you want them to be a certain size. But so I wanted you to be aware of that. But this is a way to do it. And then again, you would click that you were done with this activity. It would upload the activity for that. So you're going to push save. And then you would assign this by clicking assign. And you could take this assignment and give it to certain students or give it to your whole entire class. Again, as we saw earlier with our blue, Mr. Blue over here, it will assign to that specific student. And then that student will be able to find those assignments. So I'm going to go ahead and say, here's that activity. They push add response, and then they can view your instructions at the top with you reading it. As you can tell, the microphone did show up. And then they can move those objects when they have this on. But they cannot move this because it is locked, and they do not. They can unlock things. Oh, I was wrong about that. They can unlock things, but you want to tell them to keep things locked unless it's supposed to be moved. They can use any of these tools to write, to highlight or draw, to highlight, that's the highlighter, or whatever they need to do. So I hope this is a tool that can help you. If you have any questions about it, there are so many different ways. I love to use the library of other people, the community library where other people have made, and get ideas from them. You could do lots of different PDFs, lots of different things. Lots of different movements. You can have them do journaling and you see those responses and things like that. So it's pretty cool. And anybody can add a journal. And then as a teacher, for example, if I were to submit my work, let's say I was to do a drawing. So let's say I drew something. And I was supposed to talk about whatever, okay? So testing. I'm going to now push that check mark. It then saves this item. And then as a teacher, what you will see is you will go back to your class. You will actually, if I go into distant learners right here, I have one unapproved post, and this is what you get on their side. And then when you approve their item, can't you can approve that item, and then everything in your class, and then you can go to your class journal. When I go to my class journal, I see everything. Now, if you do not want all of your students to see it, you do not have to do that. So again, it's a really cool tool. I really, really love the different options this allows for distant learners, online learners, whatever. And it does not require an email, even though it might seem like it if you have that home learning code. So again, those home learning codes are only valid if you look, print the code. It's only valid for 1 year. So my codes expire August 22nd, 2021. Okay, so pretty awesome tool. I hope this answers your question on what it looks like on the teacher side, what it looks like on the student side, different ways you can journal, how to create like a sorting exercise or activity, and what you can do. If you're interested in some of those sorting things, I am just now opening up a Teachers Pay Teachers shop that has some of these in the Teachers Pay Teachers store. And for your online classroom, I do give permission for you to use this on Seesaw or another activity. So keep up the great work. Hang in there, teachers and parents. And I hope you enjoy this new tool. Bye, friends.